Good evening to all of you. Again, we are on chapter 9, economics. In chapter 9, we have completed reasons for international trade. We have completed. Means 9.1, 9.2 we have completed. Then concept of balance of payment we have completed, and then short notes on foreign exchange we have completed. Now today is the last lecture for this chapter, and topic is difference between domestic trade and international trade. This topic we have already done in 11th standard also. Difference between domestic trade and international trade. Now points are, first one is based on scale. The total 7 points are given. Any 5 points of your own choice you can take. Maximum 5 points. The first I am taking based on scale. Means explanation is given, simple explanation is given. Scale of international trade is much larger, no doubt, because it is international trade. It includes domestic market as well as foreign market. That's why scale of international trade is much larger. Scale of international trade is much larger as compared to domestic trade. Reason, it involves more countries. It involves, means international trade includes more countries, more variety of goods, more procedures, rules and regulation, and greater rule that is already written. That's why in simple language, scale of international trade is more larger as compared to domestic trade, because international trade includes more variety of goods, more procedure. These are the basis of difference between international trade and domestic trade. Second point, first of all we try to take easy points. Based on transport cost. Based on transport cost. This topic you have already, again I am telling you, this topic you have already done in 11th standard also. Based on transport cost means in domestic trade, because modes of transportation take place, moves from one state to another state, from one area to another area within the same country. So if you compare transportation cost with international trade, we find that transportation cost is lesser in case of domestic trade and more in case of international trade. Now according to textbook, the transportation cost in international trade is much higher. Transportation cost, in short I am writing here, transportation cost is higher in international trade. International trade. The transport cost in international trade is much higher than in domestic trade. Reason, as goods have to be transported outside the country. Simple reason is given. There is nothing to understand. Simple explanation is given that transportation cost in the international trade is higher as compared to domestic trade. Reason, Reason is given that goods are to be required to be transported in other countries. Third one is, first of all, I am trying to take simple points. Third one is based on degree of competition. Based on degree of if any business units are involved in domestic trade, means they are selling their goods within the geographical boundary of the same country, then they have to compete with only those business units which are established in India. But if the same business units, they are doing business on international level, globally, then they have to compete with the domestic industries as well as foreign industries also. Means degree of competition rises in case of international trade as compared to domestic trade. So according to textbook, degree of competition is relatively lesser in domestic trade, even if there are many producers. No doubt producers are more. Then also if we compare with international trade, then domestic trade means competition, percentage of competition in case of domestic trade is less as compared to competition in international trade, because in domestic trade only domestic producers are involved. You have to compete with only domestic producers, domestic industries. But when you are involved in, or you are converted your business at international level, into international level globally, then you have to compete with foreign companies also. So degree of competition is more in international trade as compared to domestic trade. Hardly 1 or 2 lines you have to write. Fourth point, based on currencies and modes of payment. Currencies and mode of payment. Now first, transaction in domestic trade. Very simple explanation is given, that's why I am not writing here, only points I am writing. Directly from textbook you can learn. Transaction in domestic trade are made only in domestic currency. In domestic trade, no doubt, we have to make payment in Indian rupee or receiving Indian rupee, means in the same currency. So transactions are taken place in domestic currency in case of domestic trade, and payment is also transferred from one bank to another bank within the same country. That's why question of exchange rate does not arise. So 2 lines for domestic trade here. First one is payment in case of domestic trade, payment is made in domestic currency and amount is transferred from one bank to another bank within the same country. That's why question of exchange rate does not arise. But when we talk about international trade, then what happens? We have to make payment in the foreign currency, in foreign currencies of that country with whom we are establishing business. For example, if we are importing goods from China, so we have to make payment in Chinese rupees, Chinese currency. So based on currency and mode of payment, first, transactions in domestic trade are made only in domestic currency and payment is transferred from one bank to another of the same country. When we talk about international trade involves several currencies and exchange rates also, because exchange rate is different for different countries, because currencies are different for different countries. In somewhere else dirham is going on, currency is dirham, in somewhere else pound, sterling, yen, dollar. That's why, and their exchange rate is also different. It depends on the value of their rupees, their currencies. So international trade involves several currencies and different exchange rate. It involves conversion of trading countries currencies at determined exchange rate into an internationally acceptable currency. Payment is to be made in international acceptable currency. So you are not required to write so much, only 2 or 3 lines. First one is transactions in domestic trade are made only in domestic currency and payment is transferred from one bank to another bank within the same country. But so far as international trade is concerned, it involves several currencies and different exchange rate. Up to here you have to write from textbook. Fifth and last point, based on language, culture and society. Based on language, culture and society. Transactions in domestic trade take place within a common social, cultural and language setup, because languages are spoken in India, almost one general language, for example Hindi, almost all states are able to understand. In international trade, these difficulties arises because different countries have different languages, and it is very difficult for us to understand those languages, their cultures. But when we go for international trade, it means not only we are exchanging goods or services, along with exchange of goods and services, we are also exchanging our language, our culture and society. Many years back, if you go many years ago, then that time pizza, burger, momos, this type of eatable items or chow mein, they were not so much popular in India. But when we have established trade relation with various countries, then now pizza, burger, it becomes very common in India also. It means not only along with exchange of goods and services, we are exchanging only goods and services in international trade, we are accepting languages, culture and society of other countries. In the same way, when we are exporting goods or services to other countries, it means along with goods or services, we are exporting our languages, culture and society to other countries also. Means in case of domestic trade, common language, culture and society is acceptable to all. But here, in case of international trade, it becomes difficult for us to accept culture, languages and society. So according to textbook, transaction in domestic trade take place with a common, means social, culture, languages setup is common. But when we talk about international trade, these are very different. Hence, traders have to be more careful to avoid controversies or hurt sentiments or even to avoid legal offense. So these are the points of difference. Any other point which is easy one? Based on consumer satisfaction. It is not very difficult to satisfy consumers in domestic trade. Why? Why it is not difficult? Because here we have again almost all consumers have common taste, preference in India. So we can understand the taste, the preference, the habits of consumers who are residing in India, and according to their taste, preference, producers are producing goods, they are providing packing style is also according to the consumer's taste. Then labeling is also according to consumer taste. Then taste of the product is also according to the consumer taste, preference and importance. They are able to produce products according to the consumer's preference. It is possible in domestic trade, but so far as international trade, it is very difficult to understand the taste, preference, importance of consumers residing in other countries. That's why little bit difficult in case of international trade. So once again, based on consumer satisfaction, hardly 2 lines you have to write that it is not difficult to satisfy consumers in domestic trade. Reason, as the society level of awareness and education, information, preferences, values, etc. in one country are almost similar. So hardly 2-3 words you have to take. For example, consumers' preferences, consumers' values, information are almost similar in domestic trade. In other words, consumers' expectation are, this is simple sentence. In case of domestic trade, consumers' expectation are known. Means producers know very well, they are familiar with the taste and preference of the consumers. वो कस्टमर्स के, जो इंडिया के कस्टमर्स है, उनके प्रेफरेंस, उनकी इंपॉर्टेंस, उनकी टेस्ट, उनकी लाइकिंग डिसलाइकिंग से अच्छी तरह से वाकिफ़ है. मतलब उनको वो जानते हैं कस्टमर क्या चाहते हैं, इंडिया के कस्टमर. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट दे आर एबल टू प्रोड्यूस द प्रोडक्ट्स, बट these aspects are different in different countries of the world, and hence it is more difficult to satisfy buyers. Means in simple language, 2 lines you have to write in case of 6th point based on consumer satisfaction, that it is not difficult to satisfy consumers in case of domestic trade, but it becomes difficult to satisfy consumer satisfaction in international trade. So this point is easy one, based on consumer satisfaction. Based on consumers satisfaction. Once again, it is not difficult to satisfy consumers in domestic trade. Reason, producers are very well familiar with the taste, preference, liking, habits of consumers. But in case of international trade, it is difficult for Indian producer to satisfy their requirements, to satisfy their wants. Reason, they are not familiar with the taste, preference, importance of foreign consumers. So these are the points, difference between domestic trade and international trade. And last topic is only, you have to means we can say it is a kind of history question, means only data you have to mention, and then that chapter is completed. And last topic is size of India's foreign trade. Size of India's foreign trade. Only you have to focus on data. On the basis of those data, we can say that size of India's foreign trade increases or decreases. So second para, directly come to second para. Between the, first of all, meaning of foreign trade, first line is given in simple terms. Size of foreign trade means the total value and volume of merchandise. Merchandise means visible goods. Means which are in physical form, which can be seen, which can be touched. That is called visible goods, merchandise. The total value and the quantity of visible goods which are imported or exported in a country, that is called foreign trade. Once again, size of foreign trade means the total value and volume of merchandise, import and exports of a country. Meaning of foreign trade, once again, I am writing here. Foreign trade means total value. Total value means total monetary value. Means total value and volume. And volume of import and export of visible goods. Now we talk about size of India's foreign trade. Second para. Between the period from 1951 and 2016, the size of India's import and exports, their percentage share in national income as well as their share in world trade have increased. So between 1951 to 2016, the size of foreign trade increased in terms of contribution in national income as well as share in world trade. Means our national income has also increased. Along with that, our total contribution in world trade, that also increased. On this basis, we can say that our size of foreign trade increased. But in case of size of foreign trade, growth of import is higher than that of export. But still, no doubt foreign trade has increased, but import is more than export. Means our payment is more than receipt. This is a matter of concern for Indian economy. We have to reduce our import and we have to increase our export. On the contrary, we need to focus more on increasing more and more exports so that we can earn maximum foreign currencies. But right now, what is the position? In foreign trade has increased, size of foreign trade has increased, import, export both increased. But if we compare import, export separately, then growth rate of import is higher than that of export. Then the last paragraph. After 1991, means after industrialization, after economic reforms, when government has introduced industrial policy, when government has introduced economic reforms like liberalization, privatization, globalization, then what happens? After 1991, India's export increased significantly. Means remarkably, our export has increased. Significantly. And to sustain, last point, to sustain international competition, means in order to face international competition, the demand for technology, petrol, etc. are demanded highly by Indian industries. But the more important point is, but then also in spite of this, but then also our export has also increased. And in this way, this chapter is completed. You have to write short notes on size of India's foreign trade. Foreign trade means total value and volume of import and export of visible goods. Then data between 1951 till 2016, size of foreign trade increased in terms of contribution national income as well as share in world trade. In both, in contribution in world trade means percentage of contribution in world trade has increased as well as national income also increased due to expansion of foreign trade. But the matter of concern is that in foreign trade still growth of import is higher than that of export. But after 1991 means after economic reforms, India's export has also been increased significantly. And another negative point, in order to sustain international competition, to face international competition, the demand, still we are importing technology, petrol from other countries, but then also our export has been increased. This is about size of India's foreign trade. In this way, this chapter is completed.